very hard to find a specific moment where you compare really now and then, because I feel that change is always happening. It's always happening, and in the last 20 years, I was consistently in the same industry. I've definitely seen more than quite a few changes. So where one that perhaps we were more occupied with beautiful aesthetics, efficient space planning, and then we went into the activity-based working concept and trends, and then right after when COVID sets in, of course, people were very concerned about the workplace safety and health aspect of the environment, and of course, right now we are talking about the hybrid working trend that is out there. So I feel that if you look at it in this whole timeline, I would say that one thing that stands out to me is that the so-called the emphasis to design from a human point of view is getting more stronger through the years. I believe that there are still a lot of positive sentiment around the whole market. Because after 2 years, right, 2 over years, 3 years, right, people really want to get out of the pandemic and start to rethink about their growth, and capture the reopening of the market. Right? So being where we are in Singapore, there's definitely a lot of very positive sentiment around. But then again, we are immediately faced with a very tight supply of available real estate. Well, it really depends on whether are there a good amount of new properties coming out in the market, and the observation is that the next 5 years was going to be tight. So and hence, of course, it pushes up the whole the office rent. I think that at least from my perspective, my industry, we are still going to get very busy. I feel that we're still going to be very, very active in the market, and the current trend of transforming workplaces into a hybrid model is still going to persist for a good number of years to come. What people like me in my industry most concerned of is when things don't move, right? So when people wait and see, people are not sure whether they want to downsize, they want to cut losses, or they are not sure whether should they invest further. And that is where things don't move and things don't happen. And I think you guys know as well. So everybody stay put, talent stay put. They are not looking around, and projects are being delayed, postponed, cancelled. And right now, when the things are really restarting, and we are just facing with so many different situations down here, right? So number one is that there's a tight supply, and then the rents are going up. And what does this mean for me? And if I recall what I've been through in the last financial crisis, right, is that when money are tight, when rents are high, office tends to adjust themselves also. So we expect to see that people in the more expensive CBD Grade A offices may want to explore moving into the so-called the suburban part of Singapore. I think right now there's a lot of pull factor from all these different pockets of spaces already compared to 10 years ago. That's one, and two is that the concept of that hybrid working model and the concept of that activity-based working it is still going to really, in a way, help in both utilizing real estate spaces as well as keeping offices COVID resident, right? I observe that the growth is rather unbalanced in the sense that certain industries are doing very, very well, and certain industries are just merely cruising, right? So that is kind of like a seasonal of the years where you serve a different industry. So I feel that the opportunity comes from various areas. So with those tech companies, those high growth industries, I see very, very aggressive growth. I see very, very aggressive take up of large office spaces. The projects are usually with good budgets. The projects are, the requirements are really high. This is one area that is really pushing up the take up of the office spaces. And then there is this group of people where they wanted to still expand, but they may not have or want to invest furthermore in taking up more real estate space. So that's where this group of clients that I see, right? Hybrid ABW models really suits them. Right? You expect to see projects like that that you are moving out people to a new premise, may not be having very, very much larger footprint, but because the implementation of certain design strategies that allows that they need, so that it allow them to still keep their real estate investment in check while still continue their growth. I do see this as one of the opportunities out there. Number one is, of course, you have the passion for it. Never get into a career where you don't have a passion for it, because it is not an easy career, I would say. I remember something my lecturer said during my first day of my architecture course, right? So he said, if you want to make a lot of money, this is probably not the industry for you. And that was the very first lesson that I learned. I don't see it entirely true. I think compared to, of course, the very, very high growth sector, people may be paying temporarily more money to pull talents right now. They're fighting for talents. But then I feel that people like me do pay very, very well when we find the right people. And I said earlier, there is now a lack of talent in the whole market, and you know that sometimes when we see good people, and if they can offer value added capabilities that will enhance the existing organization, we do pay very, very reasonable money for them. So you definitely have to have a passion for it, and you definitely really have to prepare to also enjoy and work hard in the industry. Short answer is yes. Okay, short answer is yes, because again, you go back to Singapore, is still a fantastic place for startup, right? It's still a fantastic place for all the emerging industry. So as long as you do that, you are in that situation. There will be all the startup, the sprouting everywhere. There will be new so-called investment overseas company setting up in Singapore. And how many times I ask myself and my fellow colleagues in the industry ask ourselves that we work with a foreign company that started out as in a simple co-working environment. So they come in here, they started recruitment, they start to understand the market, get themselves prepared before they move on when they are ready, for a more permanent place that they call their own. So just for this very simple fact that I feel that co-working space are relevant in that such. But when you talk about whether co-working as a permanent solution for a company, then I will have a very different opinion on that. The satellite offices concept may be really relevant in larger cities where people will commute 2 hours and above against the very bad traffic. I think the motivation in the Singaporean setting is not as strong. And of course, with the challenges of hybrid working, you really want to pull people together in the same place, right? So offices now have to be a place, has to be a destination. It is not a place just to work quiet, but it will be a place where you collaborate and socialize. And when you do socialize, you want people to be rejuvenated in what the company stands for, the culture, the DNA. And you can only have that when you have a place that is designed to what your company branding is about. So that's why I believe that yes, co-working will still be very, very relevant. But I don't think that moving forward, company will just want to stay in the same kind of working environment. Rather, they should be moving to a place of their own whenever they are ready to do so. If you're talking about the general entrepreneurial perspective, the beginning is always very difficult. So number one is definitely it's going to be very difficult because you don't have that established network and partners yet. So the people that champion you and your company are very important. They are either your past clients that have moved on to another company, or their next opportunity that still continue to bring you into their organization and use your services. They may be a consultant that work with a client, and the consultant have also worked with across different clients. So that's always a good source of repeated opportunity. And of course, we all know that above the whole chain of the whole process, then will be those real estate people. They are moving about from the industry. I think they are valuable source of information of what is out there in the market, the movement, the pipelines, and I think if you want to know the current pipeline in the market as a design and build practitioner, I think naturally I will look then above one step above, and how is the rental market is doing, and what is who and how and where are they moving towards, and that is That is no secret to everybody down here. And but I feel that despite this, you should also have your own organic source of business coming. You should do that. In fact, Conexus Studio, most of our businesses are really something that is that they are organic. People look for us directly from the sources. So I think that comes down to just simply amassing good portfolio, amassing good review from past projects, and then having a good marketing strategy. And in this digital age, it is even more important than before. I think this is where you can start to begin look for businesses, I guess. To develop new businesses, sometimes you have to convey to new opportunity what you are about and what you can do for them. You need to have people that support you. You need to have strong backing, strong support from people that helps your business. So that, and have your capability, of course. And if you're confident on that, I think very naturally there will be a continuation of opportunity out there.